question me as a witness, that's a different matter. But also, I'm appearing in the role of a lawyer. I'm not under oath. When I appear as a witness, I am under oath.
Yes,
If
sir.
I appear as the attorney for someone, and it's a case involving them, it would be unethical for me to be a witness. But
Yeah, and sir, here in Michigan, we don't administer oaths to people who testify. It's almost unprecedented in this legislature.
Well, thank you.
It is our right, to be clear, though, to do so.
Out of order.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to be very brief because I have a number of witnesses, and the whole purpose of asking for this hearing is because for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, all we've heard is that there are unsubstantiated allegations of fraud. It began as unfounded allegations of fraud. Then it became unsubstantiated allegations of fraud. Then it became allegations of fraud, but not big enough to overturn an election. And then it became allegations of fraud that really couldn't be completely investigated between now and the election. Everything I'm presenting to you, I'm presenting you as a lawyer. These are the words of other people. And in your case, in the state of Michigan, people who are citizens of your state, who observed fraud. And I must say, observed fraud on what I would consider, I would also consider myself an expert on prosecuting fraud. I would consider a massive amount of evidence. What I'm holding in my hand are affidavits. These are sworn under oath. They have the power of evidence because they're sworn under oath. These are the things on which you bring indictments. And they allege massive cheating, particularly on the part of the Democrat Party of Detroit, to the extent of easily 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 illegal votes, calculated many different ways. The second part of the case is an analysis of the voting machine that you used in much of the state, I believe much of the state, not all, Dominion, which broke down in Antrim County. That alerted people to take a look at it, and lo and behold, it became a tremendous surprise to the people of America. Did you want this closer? I'm sorry. It was a very big surprise to me that our votes are sent out of the United States. It's also a big surprise to me that our votes are counted by a foreign company. And it's even a bigger surprise to me that if you do the slightest bit of due diligence, you will find out that this company has been in Hugo Chavez, Venezuela, secure voting machine with this company, Dominion. I'd also put in the record letters from Elizabeth Warren and somebody else that I can't remember right now, but another United States senator. I have no idea what you were doing that faltered. We have preliminary data on how it can be invaded. We would need to examine the rest of the machines, and if we did, we could probably tell you to some degree of certainty exactly how many votes were changed, the formula by which they were changed, and if they were directed overseas, because there are some indications that the vote was being sent to Frankfurt, Germany, or to a company called Seitel. That's a brief overview, but I think I would rather start because this woman, I would just ask the indulgence of the committee. Ms. Jacob is a very, very fine woman. She's never testified before. She is exceedingly concerned for many reasons. And
those questions. That's how we're going to do it. So I understand Jesse Jacobs is first. Can I say a word or two? Yes, of course. Why don't you go ahead?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the committee. And I appreciate your calling this session, Mr. Chairman, and that we have members that are both Democrats and Republicans here. But you're all here in your capacity as legislators, and this is not a political question. This is a real. When you have what you will see before you as substantial evidence of fraud and corruption, it's your obligation under the United States Constitution to not allow the corruption to continue. And under Article 2, Section 1.2, the state legislators are the entity that our founders specifically vested with the authority to ensure against a corrupt popular vote. So at the end of the evidence and the testimony that we present today, we are going to be asking you to take action on this. You've already heard from a number of witnesses and other people and evidence over the past. I would ask you all to put aside your party affiliation and look openly and honestly at these witnesses and this evidence, because here we're all Americans. And our founders specifically provided this tool, the state legislature, to be able to combat corruption or foreign influence when that happens in an election. We sit before you today on behalf of the President of the United States, but as he said today in a speech from the White House, it's his sworn duty and obligation to make sure that election integrity and free and fair elections are preserved in this country. And we will be asking you, after taking a look at the testimony presented today, to take that oath that you have made as state legislators very, very seriously. The law is on your side because the U.S. Constitution is on your side. And we would be happy to answer any questions about that at the end of this proceeding, but thank you very much for your time and attention today.
Thank you. And there will be questions about that, I assure you. Are we ready for Ms. Jacobs? All right, please, Ms. Jacobs, when you're ready, come forward. Welcome to the House Oversight Committee. And when you sit down, you push the red button there. That'll turn on the microphone, and you can speak. And just to be clear, you speak. We're not. When you're done, we'll allow one question per member, but we're not going to interrupt you. So I just want everyone to be cognizant of the fact our goal is to be done, a little after 9. So welcome and thank you for coming here today to tell your story.
with Miss Jacob is her husband. Full name is,
Me, Jacob.
and your full name is?
Jesse Jacob.
And Jesse, you're a resident of Detroit?
Yes, I am.
And you were born in India, is that correct?
Yes, I am. The older one, she's my oldest daughter. She's practicing in the emergency medicine physician at Washington, D.C. since 2014. Yes.
And
my son,
your son?
he's doing his fellowship in child and Dallas Southwestern University Medical Center.
And your youngest daughter?
She's a third year med school student at Wayne State.
Congratulations. So let's get right to it. On September, you've been an employee of the city of Detroit for many, many years. Is that correct?
That is true.
Approximately how long?
Since 1986 August.
And you have the title of head engineer?
Yeah, that's my current title.
And on September 8th, you were assigned to election duties, were you not?
That is true.
And you were assigned to the third floor of the election department.
The fourth floor of the
okay.
election department at West Grand Boulevard location.
And what were you told you were supposed to do? Third
the
floor.
First day, basically, we were all. It's about. Let me see how many people. About 40 to 60 people on this day. We were first they were giving all kinds of instructions how this training is going to be, and then in the afternoon we started opening the mails that was received to the headquarters. That is the mail for application for absentee ballot request. So basically that's what we were doing the whole week, first week, starting from September 8th. I started at 9 a.m. It was 9 to 4 p.m. So the entire group was working from 9 to 4, opening the mails, sorting out the mails, and we were asked to sort out according to the counting board, 134 counting boards. So there are 134 counting boxes set up. So you can sort out the applications that you have opened.
Did there come a time, Ms. Jacob, in about the third week of September, when you were asked to change date?
So about I think around September 20th or 22nd. Yeah, I would say 22nd, third week of September. We were kind of started packing, making the ballot packages to be sent to different citizens. And what we do is we will do for different counting boards, 50 pack, 50 application will be there. So you will be making packages of 50 ballots. And on the floor, they will let you know what date need to be put on that package, the mailing date for that ballot. So I notice time to time, basically every day, whenever you prepare that package, the ballot package is always either 3 days, back date, 3 days, not the same day, always days before that date.
So starting on the 20th of September.
22nd.
22nd?
Yes.
22nd of September.
Yes.
For some days thereafter.
Yes.
Each day you were given a different date.
Yes.
In order to backdate.
Yeah. Yes.
The application. Is
yes.
That right?
Yes.
And it was a different date each day?
Sometimes you use the same date. Maybe consecutive days, maybe you will use the same date, but it was different.
But it was never the correct date.
Never be the same day, the day you are preparing the package.
In other words, it was a false statement.
Yes, it was a date prior to that date that you are preparing the.
Who told you to do that?
Whoever was the supervisor on the floor that day.
Was it one supervisor or more than one supervisor who told you to backdate it every day?
There were more than one supervisor, not just one. More. More than one. So I